Hey, how y'all doing? Woo. Y'all doing good. I'm just small talking. I know I'm just small talking until God give me a warning to give. I'm assigned to do warnings. God been giving me a break. Surprisingly. I don't want to preach this gloom or doom type of word. Like I don't want to come with this gloom or doom type of word. But when God give me a warning, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna keep repeating myself. I'm a watchman over my city. If it's something going on with the weather, if it's anything that's going to go on that's going to directly impact me and my family, God is going to let me know. And when God give me the rundown, I will spread the word. This is how this works. So I'm just saying, hey to everybody. Y'all doing good? Yeah, I got my hat on. First it be freezing, then it be burning up. Like, I ain't got time. I ain't even got time to be playing out here. One day it's like 20, 30 degrees, and this day it's like 90 degrees outside. Today it's like 90 degrees outside, but I'm like, I don't even care. I got my hat on, and I do not care because I ain't got time for this weather in Memphis. I ain't got time for this Memphis weather. Okay, y'all, let me stop. So, I was just saying, hey, I'm just going to small talk. God, wherever the conversation, wherever you want to go, I'm just going to talk off the top of my head on some little things here and there, so to speak. Once I get everything together, like I said, I be doing all these videos, but some of these videos is later on once I get like the computer, because the computer I had to do like my videos and edit. My kid took that computer. I was like, cause God was telling me, to start up a page. And he was just telling me to start up this like social media page to get it. So I went and bought everything. Like I went and got a computer. I'm like, okay, I can do this, do that. And one way or another, my kids, they just took over their computer, y'all. They just took it. I ain't got it no more. I'm like, okay. So once I finally get everything set up, and until then, I just been doing them like this. But when I get everything set up, some of the old video, I'll be going back and then just kind of redoing them. And maybe God got another word. Because the way God come to me, I can hear him directly. So it's I start talking, it'll just come to me. But I have to start speaking. So I can just talk about anything. I'm like, ooh, y'all, the sky blue. And then I'd be like, ooh, y'all, da 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 da. So I just kind of have to just talk about this casual talk. And then God will just direct the conversation. And then a lot of time when God direct the conversation, because I do not script anything, I go back and look at my own videos to see what I even said. I'm like, ooh, I said that. So I have to go back and look at what I said in the video. Like, it was a video that I had did when I was talking about the death, and I was telling y'all that God is going to give people an option to go. I had to go back and look and see what I said, because on my first mind, which is God. God is always my first mind. And then Satan come in. So first God might say something like, ooh, make a left. And then Satan will come in and say, do you really want to make a left? Are you sure you don't want to go right first? So my first mind is always God. So whatever the first thought is, I be like, God. After that, Satan try to sneak through. But he can't really sneak through with me. God already let me know Satan limitations with me. So that's why I speak so boldly and profess. So this is not for everybody. But for me, I already know where I stand with Satan. And there's certain things he cannot do. Like he don't have access to do with y'all. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be from the outside. The only way Satan can even attack me is from the outside. He don't have access. He don't have access to get me. Like, I'm like totally protected. The only way he can get me is from the outside. So that's the reason why I have to keep my circle small, because that's the only way Satan can attack me. Like, that's the only way. If it ain't from the outside, he can't do it. So anytime he come and anytime anything go on, anytime it always be from the outside. He can't directly just come and do that. God already gave me the rundown of what Satan can and can't do with me. So I know this. So I walk boldly with my head up, because I know Satan limitations with me. Now other people might be different, but with me, I already know what he can do, what he can't do. And I'm totally protected. So if somebody, it's gonna always be from the outside. He can only attack me from the outside, y'all. So if I don't want to take no losses, I had to keep that circle small. Because that's the only way I'm going to take a loss. Like, God is blessing me, blessing me, blessing me. This is my harvest time. And the only way I'm going to take any kind of loss is going to be directly from somebody on the outside. It's no other way. And it's always been like this. I'm not look back at just my life. I'm like, every time I took a L, it was somebody on the outside. Satan could never even touch me. All my L's came from people on the outside. They all opened this door for Satan to enter into whatever into whatever I had going on. But as long as I keep that door shut, as long as I do all of this, then God just said, you is good. Keep your circle small. You is good. Satan cannot even come your way. He can't enter through other people. So if they weak or whatever, he can come in through them, but he can't come to you directly. Like, he just can't do that. So he gonna use people around try to come, but he like, as long as you, and this guy talking while I'm talking, so I'm just speaking verbally what being told to me as I'm doing this video. But he said, as long as you keep you good. That's the only thing. Keep your circle small, you good. That's the only rule, with Eve. The only rule, do not eat the fruit. My only rule, keep your circle small, you good. He can't touch you. Impossible. He can't come through. If he attack you, every time he attack you, it's going to be from somebody on the outside. But he can't come to you directly and just attack you no kind of way. Like legally, he can't do it. Like, he don't have access to do it legally. Like, he don't have no legal means to come and attack you. So if he do come to you and attack you, it's going to be from the outside. That's the only legal means that he got to touch you. So this is what God telling me right now. So yeah, y'all. So I'm just saying hey to everybody. See, God, I went into this and I probably going to something else. My mind be going 1,000 miles a second when I be doing these videos. So it be a lot of thoughts just coming to me all at once. And then I'm speaking this thought. Now y'all go back to the other thought. Okay. So I was just speaking on the reason why God just want me to keep my circle small. Only way I'm gonna take an L is if I open that door. If I don't open that door, I ain't taking no L's. And at this point in my life, I can't afford to take no more L's. Like, I ain't taking no more L's. I ain't taking no more. No, I can't. And I ain't. So, that's my only rule. Keep your circle small. So, he tell me that. Okay, y'all. So, what am I going to talk about? Okay, I talk about Memphis weather. First, it's like 90 degrees. Like, you wearing shorts out here. Like, literally, like, it's so hot. Then this day, it's like 20 degrees. Like, you like, where my coat at? I just had shorts on like 2 hours ago. Now I got to put on a coat. Like, God, what's going on with this weather? I throw a hat on. I'm walking around. People, I think something wrong with me. Because it's like 90 degrees right now. And I'm just walking around like it's cool. It's cool to do, and I know. Yeah. I was there, I had stopped, got some gas, and the lady, she just kept saying, hi, how are you doing? I was like, I'm good. First I went in and paid gas. The lady was in front of me. She's like, hi, how's everything? And I was like, oh, everything okay. Then she came back. And then I'm walking to my vehicle after I paid for gas, and she's still like, hey, how's everything? And I was like, oh, everything good. But see, with me being spiritual, other people might be thinking like, ooh, that's weird, which it might be. Because even me, I'm like, huh? Like, you just spoke to me. You speaking to me again? I'm like, it got to be the hat. Like, it got to be the hat. I'm tickled. Okay, y'all. I'm smile talking. Okay, God. What I'm speaking on? What I'm speaking on today? Okay. I'm speaking on, today I had this vision, Saturday 7. I have vision all day. But I had this vision, and it was just so many kids. I do have 5 girls, y'all. So me having 5 girls, I'm thinking like maybe they seeds will produce these kids, because I got all girls, which means that, the babies, they'll be with them. Because they seeds, it's plenty in the earth, in the ground, my 5 girls, so to speak. But in dreams, like, I had all these kids. And they were my kids. It was like in my mind. Yeah, y'all, in my mind, I knew this. I had the knowledge to know that these were my kids. All kind of ages, just run around. I had kids all ages. I'm like, where did y'all even come from? At a certain point, because it was so many kids, it got embarrassing. Like, I'm like, where did y'all even come from? Like, I was trying to count them. I lost count. I'm like, where did all these kids come from? That's how I was in the dream, but it was all kids, all ages. All kids, all ages, running around. Woo, y'all. So, that was the dream I had on this 37th. And I always tell my daughter, I'm like, I told her today, I'm like, oh, I dreamed. I said, in the vision, I knew these to be my kids. And my daughter, my older daughter, always be like, oh, mama, that's good. I told her another vision I had about a baby. She'd be like, oh, mama, that's good. I'm like, and then, when I was talking to her, I was talking about Sarah, how Sarah was of old age having babies, having babies. And I was like, I don't want to be like Sarah. Well, God, let your will be done. I have no choice in this matter. I have no choice. But I'm like, I ain't trying to be that. But my older daughter, entire talk about kids, she's like, oh, mom, that's so good. Oh, mom, that's so good. I'm like, I ain't trying to be that. Like, I ain't trying to do that right now. Like, I ain't trying to do it. I was reading about Elizabeth. When John the Baptist, Elizabeth and Mary was cousins. And when Elizabeth was pregnant, she had to go in hiding because of her old age. God just put her in hiding completely because of her old age. And everybody was going to make fun of her for being pregnant. So I was like telling my daughter about how Elizabeth and Mary, because Mary was a virgin, and she had to hide her pregnancy. And Elizabeth, God had Elizabeth and had, like, they both in hiding from these pregnancies. Because God didn't want the people to judge them, so to speak. So God just had them in hiding. He just put them in hiding throughout the pregnancy so nobody would know. So I'm reading about because of their old age and how people would look at them and mock them and make fun of them. God had them hiding throughout their pregnancy so people wouldn't be judged and making fun of them. Where am I going with this? Okay. So, God's word got to come to pass. The young people, God, if God say his seed got to come through her, and the young people, they bodies tore all up, can't have no kids. They did that. They body, they just infertile at the moment. God is making all these old people go back into childbearing age. Ooh, that ain't funny. That is not funny, y'all. Because these young people cannot bring his seed and bring his life and bring what he spoke into the world because their womb is just completely damaged out here. God is going back, and these older women is with the child. They with child now. These people is like 60, 70 years old, finding out they pregnant out here. The young people can't do it. The young people is not my choice, my body. God was like, okay, plan B. So he going back, and the women who probably going through menopause, who ain't even supposed to have kids no more, they going back, the road in reverse. Now the elderly is having babies. Nah, this ain't funny. I am not, ooh. The elderly is going back. The elderly, like your grandmama, your great grandmama, they pregnant now. Because the young generation cannot have kids. They cannot, the seed of Satan. They destroying the seed in the womb, and God got to bring life through this. Like life got to enter into this realm, and it's only gonna enter into this realm through a woman. So when you try to block every option that God then got to the point where the elderly is gonna be the ones giving birth and having these babies out here, cause his seed got to give birth. I was looking. And I know y'all probably seen this too with this lady. She was like 67 years old. Telling her, I don't know if it was her boyfriend, telling him she was pregnant. She was like, I'm pregnant. She was crying. Like, she's 67 years old. Her daughter holding the phone. And she on the phone telling her boyfriend, I don't know who he was. She was like, I'm pregnant and you the daddy. That's going to be the norm out here. The womb of the young is destroyed. So God is going back to the older women. Sarah, she gave birth at 99. Elizabeth, John the Baptist's mom was of age, giving birth. Like God is going to the elderly and people who, and God is reversing their, the pregnancy cycles. Like God is setting up where the elderly is going to be the ones carrying and giving birth out here. He reversing it. The younger generation trying to stop it, block, and they don't know what they doing. They trying to stop and block, but you can't stop and block what God spoke. Everything He spoke got to happen. Everything He spoke got to happen. So now, it's gonna be, you gonna see what I'm talking about. Gonna be a lot of older women is gonna be walking around pregnant. You're going to see a lot of older, elderly people that's of age, past the age of being pregnant, is going to be walking around pregnant out here, y'all. I'm seeing it. So, I was looking at that lady, and she was just going live, and her daughter was recording. Like, I mean, she kept saying, what I'm going to do? Like, she crying to her daughter, and her daughter grown. She telling her daughter, what I'm supposed to do? She like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like 70 years old. Like, what? Like, how? She can't say how did this happen, but she like, huh? I don't know what to say. God flipping it. Now the people of age is gonna be the ones, cause the younger generation, they just not like on the end, like they doing everything to tear their body, tear their womb. They is not gonna be able to have kids. Like they is destroying the possibility of a seed even coming into this world through them. They destroying it completely. So God is calling on the elderly. Y'all, He calling on the elderly. The elderly is going to be the ones bringing His life and bringing His seed and bringing His promises into the world. And just like with a lot of the elderly women in the Bible that was past childbearing age, God kept them hidden. They're gonna be in hiding. Like they're gonna be like, I don't want nobody to know this. Like I'm gonna be ridiculed out here. Like people gonna make fun of me if they find out I'm pregnant. God kept these women in hiding. He did respect them that much where He did hide the pregnancies from the world. So the world wouldn't just come and attack them, so to speak. But I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at this picture and I'm seeing that God is calling on it's gonna be a lot of older women that's past childbearing age. They're gonna be, boom, they biological clock gonna reverse and they're gonna be popping babies out. They gonna be the ones popping the babies out. I'm trying, like, for real. Like, I'm seeing this. And I've been reading, like, when I read about, like, Elizabeth, when John the Baptist and Mary, Jesus' mama, went to visit her cousin. The angel told Mary, he like, your cousin pregnant right now. Mary didn't have a clue. But the angel came and told Mary that your cousin Elizabeth is pregnant with child right now. So when she finally went to visit her, she is with child in old age, past childbearing age. And Mary walking around pregnant as a virgin. So both of them is in hiding. Both of them was in hiding. They both were hiding their pregnancy. And they meeting each other. They like, hey, shock. Both of them just in a state of shock to even be pregnant. That ain't funny. Okay, God. Whew. I'm tickled, y'all. I'm tickling myself with this one. But I'm looking in the vision I had today, Saturday, Sabbath. I had all kids, all ages, running around the house. Like, it was so many kids running around. I'm like, where did these kids even come from? And you know how kids be happy and just running around anywhere. That's what they were doing. The grown kid, the middle kid, the baby. Like, it was so many ages. Like, it was kids everywhere. I'm like, woo. like I said in the vision, it got to the point when I started counting, I was kind of embarrassed. I'm like, how many is it? I couldn't count. Like, I lost count. And maybe God is saying spiritually through my seed, which is my 5 girls, that it's gonna be hard. Like they go, like the life in them is just gonna continue on and continue on. You know how like with Abraham, when he said that your seed would be like the sand of the earth, like you would not be able to count it. Like in the vision, I could not count these babies. Like it was babies everywhere. They were all ages. The grown kids were running around like the newborn babies. The grown kids was in the house running like a happy kid, just like a newborn baby was walking around. Like I'm like, wait, hold on. But maybe that's what God's saying, so to speak, in so many words. So I saw that today, y'all. Okay, God, where else I need to go? I'm talking about the elderly. There's gonna be a lot of people that's past childbearing age. They're gonna be getting pregnant. God is sending his seed through, and can't nothing. Satan cannot stop his seed. Satan cannot stop God and what God got going on. God will not lose. God has never lost. And God ain't finna lose now. So God gonna do whatever he gotta do to bring what he trying to bring into the world. And my choice, my body, all that stuff. Okay, God got other options that's gonna go on. He got other ways to do what he need to do to fulfill the promises and the prophecies that he already spoken. So can't nobody stop nothing. I'm like, God, these people out here trying to gatekeep. These people out here trying to gatekeep. But you the one got the gate open. They can't, like, you can't stop nothing that God got in motion. Like, these people, woo! You can't stop what God got going on. Period. Period. People out here want to gatekeep. You can't stop what God got going on. Like, you do know that, right? You know, if God promised this, promised that, got this going on, you ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You really just in the way. You can't stop nothing. You have no power to stop nothing that God has spoken over my life, over my kids' life, spoken over anybody's life. Like, you have no power. You have no control. You cannot gatekeep and hold me back from whatever God got going on. If I hear a no, God gonna, if a door is closed, God gonna open the window. It's always a way around it. It's always a way around a gatekeeper. So if somebody tell me no, I'm going to get a yes. I can't take no for an answer. So it's to the point where the only person tell me no is God. And if God ain't told me no, then it's a yes. And that's how I move out here. So I don't really just, if somebody tell me no, I'm going to go somewhere and I'm here, yes. Like, it's just so simple. Now, I do go with my option. And I'll be like, hey. And then if I hear no, boom, there it go. God just put a ram in the bush. There go my yes. You can't tell me no when God told me yes. And that's just anyway with everything. So, God the only one who can tell me no. And he don't too much tell me no. So everything I want to do would be a yes, period. No matter what it is. If I speak and be like, oh, I want to do this, it's a yes. It's a yes. I don't care how many people on the outside try to tell me no, Sheena, no, Sheena, no, Sheena. God ain't told me no, it's a yes. And you really ain't stopping nothing. Because I'm just going to go around your no to get to the yes. And that's how I move out here. That's how I move. Basically, can't nobody stop what God got going on. Like, people think that they got control power. You know, people think that it's like with likes, views, all this other stuff. I could care less about that. Really, I could care less about that as long as I'm obedient. Because at the end of the day, God gonna be like, was you obedient? Did you speak what I told you to speak? Okay, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So that's how I move out here. Like, I'm not moving out here to try to just gain the audience, so to speak. I'm here to just speak what I need to speak and keep it moving. And that's it. At the end of the day, that's it. Like, I'm not looking for nothing from nobody. Like, at this point in my life, I ain't looking for nothing from nobody. All I'm looking for is acceptance from God. God is the only one who I got the answer to at the end of the day. God is the only one that's going to judge me on what I did in life and all that. Everybody else is irrelevant. Everybody is irrelevant. So people try to gatekeep. Okay. Like, these gatekeepers ain't stopping nothing. I ain't stopping nothing. My daughter, she was telling me, because my daughter, I always say she like a female Kanye West. She like the female Kanye West. So I'm like, I don't know now. She ain't no puppet out here. She really speak her mind. So she lose hundreds of followers a day. She do not care. My daughter do not care if she lose followers. She didn't have no followers, and she was getting deals and doing collabs with MAC Cosmetics and doing all that. She didn't have no followers. She still didn't have no followers. She already what? She done signed a publishing deal a while back with no followers. Like, my daughter don't need no followers to do what she trying to do with her music. Like, she don't have to have 1 million followers. She don't have to have all that. All she got to do is do what God told her to do. She can have 1 follower, and she still going to be successful and get where she going to go. And she don't really need none of that. She not looking for the people to get her, push her up. God already got her up. God already gave her this. So can't nobody take away what God gave her. People try to control and be like, well, you said this and you said this, so I can't support you because you said this and. Is we grown? Or is y'all a bunch of little whiny little kids stuck in y'all emotions out here? Because how is you going to try to dictate and just feel like because somebody disagree with you, now all of a sudden, well, I just can't do it because you said this about she got open mind. She feel how she want to feel. She can feel how she want to feel about any kind of situation that's going on. And God is going to be the one put in her position. Period. So I be like, shoot, you got God, you got his angels. So that's all you really need out here. Like, you don't need to fall down to the people out here and think that you have to just bow to them to get to where you trying to go. Because no, they ain't put you there to begin with. God put you in your position. You was going to move and advance because of God against the world. It's God against the world. It's God against the world. Let me stop. Okay, y'all. So, my daughter, you know, she just moved how she moved, do what she do. She's going to voice her opinion. And a lot of stuff she say, people's not going to like, because she's not one of them type people. She do not follow the crowd. She is not going to be like, oh, yes. She's very outspoken. Very outspoken. Because she going to speak her truth in the matter. Like, at the end of the day, she speak her truth. She going to get where she going to go. She going to have what she going to have. Can't nobody strip of her talent. Like, whatever God got for her is for her. Sitting up waiting for her. The world can hate her. And she still going to get whatever God got for her. She still going to move. Like, people feel like they got motion to stop everything you got going on. Now, if God is in your corner, God in your corner, them angels in your corner, it's going to outnumber it's going to outnumber everybody on this planet Earth. God and his angels going to outnumber everybody on this earth. That's all you need. God and them angels, they backing you. Okay. If God be for you. So basically, if God be for you, who could be against you? At the end of the day, if God be for you, who could be against you? Who could be against you? Nobody. Like, nobody could be against you. God is going, you shut a door, God going to open the window. He going to keep a ram in the bush. So, and I ain't saying to be cocky, you know, like I said, I have to look up the word humble. Because, hold on, let me read the definition of humble. Because I think people get it screwed and misconstrued, so to speak. That word humble, it's like one of them words. My spirit just like, yeah. So let me look that up and see what humble means. Because that might not be the right term to even use. Hold on. Yeah, I'm be going back and forth. But the word humble means to, like, a low rank. To not be proud. And sometimes, you know, it's people say you got to be humble, so to speak, to just know where you came from, like, you know, like that. But then just to sign the word humble, God wants you to walk. God wants you to be humble, but then just the same, God wants you to kind of walk in your authority, so to speak. He wants you to be humble. Shoot, that word humble. But if you got to play down yourself to please other people, you know, and I think people use humble in that sense, like, I got to play down my light. I got to dim my light. You know, I think that's how people use it in this context of you got to dim your light for other people now. I ain't dim my life for nobody. I'm not going to dim my life for nobody. Now, humble, I use humble when it refer to God. I'm humble before God. But when you tell me I got to dim my light, I got to be lesser, and I can't walk proud of what I've been through. I can't be proud of my struggles. I can't be proud of where I'm at, because you might take it as me being cocky and arrogant. And so I got to humble myself, and I have to walk with my head low, my eyes to the ground. I got to have my tail between my legs, because if not, then I wouldn't be humble, so to speak. How dare you let your light shine? So I think people use humble and see Satan like to twist stuff. So that word humble is one of them words that's like a twisted type of word. It got an inversion. It could mean one thing, but you really in action doing something completely different. Like spiritually, you doing something different. Now, when I say humble, I'm talking about humble myself. Like to I humble myself to like God, so to speak. I humble myself to people, so to speak, to a degree. But when you tell me that I got to dim my light for the world, like the world can't see my light, like I got to be in the shadow of everybody just because, to stroke other people's ego, so to speak. I'm not doing it. But I do see humble, and it's just like the context of it could be taken so many different ways. It could be taken so many different ways. My daughter, she was speaking, and she said somebody gave her the definition of humble, and she said she don't use that word humble. She like people be like, oh, you need to humble yourself. Oh, you need to humble. She said she don't even. She said when somebody brought to her attention what humble really meant, she said they were like, don't ever humble yourself. Like, don't ever just come and just be like. And she said he told her the definition of humble, and that's something that she just not gonna walk in. Like, she not gonna own the truth of what people try to construe and pervert with this humble word. Because dog, y'all, I ain't fit going to this. Y'all, just the humble stuff. The humble stuff, God speak to your spirit on what you need to do and how you need to move out here. But that humble spirit, some people could just be telling you dim your light. And God don't want you dimming your light out here to stroke their ego. If God done got you out of something and you doing something, you a walking testimony, then be that, so to speak. So I'm not finna break down this humble, because it just like Satan done took that one word. That word humble. Humble do not mean humble. The way people, the context people put it in, and they love to scream the word humble at me, and it got a double meaning. And it got a triple meaning. They didn't get it. Satan done twisted that word up so much. It's like, what do humble really mean? Because you tell me to dim my life to stroke your ego, I'm not finna humble myself to stroke your ego out here. Like, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna dim my light for you. Not the light that God put in me. You tell me I got to dim my light and be in the shadow because my bright light hurt your eyes, so to speak. I'm not doing it. Now, you talking about humble in the sense, like, when I speak on humble, I speak on in the sense of with God. Like, I'm humble God. Because that's the only person. Because God is God, and I'm humble before God. But you talking about other men out here, you got to break down what humble actually means for me to say, okay. Because Satan will take that word, that humble word right there. And on the streets, it got so many definitions. And everybody think they saying the same word humble. Just like everybody think they using the word God. When people like, I pray my God, it's like, who is your God? It's so many different gods out here. And everybody just be like, I want to thank God. But don't nobody really specify what God or who God they talking about. They just say God in its general context. That's how they do the word humble. It's just the general context. And you could be thinking like one way because your mind is programmed. Okay, this is what humble mean, but they saying humble in a whole different context. So, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I was gonna speak on something else, but that humble got me. That humble got me for today. I'm ending on this humble note, y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Be safe.